If you think I have to apologize for the first two, shit. Okay, so Biden is not seen as someone who protects America, according to Harriet Hageman on Newsmax. That's right. Yeah. We're going with one of the least appreciated George Santos drag characters, Harriet Hageman, the woman who now sits in Liz Cheney's former congressional seat. And this is going to be her take on balloon juice.
Was tracking a high-altitude object over Alaska airspace in the last 24 hours. The object was flying at an altitude of 40,000 feet.
Okay, so again, just to clarify, the people who are talking, as we see them going forward, have heard this detail. They are watching this clip, presumably, at the same time that we are in this real time of their situation. And so they cannot think that it's exactly the same as the previous one and blah, 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 and therefore should be handled the exact same way.
And posed a reasonable threat to the safety of civilian flight. Out of an abundance of caution and at the recommendation.
Oh my gosh, Jan, thank you so much. And thank you for that super chat. That's really lovely. She goes, for your new computer.
Of the Pentagon, President Biden ordered the military to down the object.
Well, there it is. The White House.
Oh, dear God. I'm sorry. I just had a moment. I thought I was watching a Dateline episode.
House and the Pentagon are confirming that a U.S. fighter jet shot down an object.
She looks like a direct cross between Nancy Grace and that old guy with the long white hair that does the Dateline things, who has the really interesting voice.
Object over Alaska yesterday at 1:45 p.m.
Which, of course, QAnons, do your math, obviously stormed something.
White House deeming the object to be a major safety issue. And this comes after an initial balloon was shot down just a week ago, but only after it crossed the country and hovered over our top secret military locations.
And some of our best chicken and biscuit places in the Midwest. I've just got to say, several places along the route deep fry Snickers bars too, and I hope they didn't get the recipe.
And it took that voyage for
thank you, Kevin.
About 8 days. The Chinese government claiming that balloon was used for weather research and was just pushed off course. But what does all this say about China-U.S. relations and our strength when it comes to the world stage?
Well, yeah, obviously, it's crazy that they would even say this is madness. Let's find out.
Let's bring in new Wyoming Congresswoman.
Ah! I can't. Sorry. I have to clear the air after that one. Oh.
Harriet Hageman. Harriet, I know I interviewed you when you were running. First of all, congratulations. I haven't had a chance to say that to you. It's wonderful to have you here.
Honestly, if Santos is pulling off two characters at once, thank you, GMB. If Santos is doing both these, I'm now a fan.
And boy, what a busy time you already have had. What's your reaction to the?
Yeah, did they give you a pin? Have they strapped you to the wing of a bomber yet and put you on patrol?
Way Biden has handled this recent one compared to the last one, which took 8 days.
Well, obviously, if he shoots it down, it's terrible. If he doesn't shoot it down, it's terrible. It's kind of the perfect situation for us as Republicans because we don't have to actually legislate. So,
I think what we're seeing is the result of a very weak administration. The reality is that on the world stage, Joe Biden is not seen as someone who's willing to do what it takes to protect American sovereignty.
Yeah, because I thought it was really weird that he went out onto the lawn with a couple of those cone lights and was guiding the balloon towards D.C. Like, this is where all the good stuff is.
And so whether this particular object comes from China or elsewhere, it just simply.
Well, it's a big choice, China or elsewhere. There's a lot. I'm just saying, technically speaking, there's a lot more elsewhere in the world.
Shows that there is an enormous threat out there, and I don't think the Biden administration necessarily takes this step seriously.
So they shouldn't have shot down the second one. Okay.
You know, it's interesting because. As the last one, as you know, as we just pointed out, it took a long time. They let it go all the way, and then they shot it off of Surfside Beach in South Carolina. But let it go the entire time, knowing it was also hitting some of these very sensitive military installations.
Yeah, it was apparently a Chinese dude with a BB gun who was just shooting at all the satellite dishes and making them move ever so much, just fucking up our whole array.
Where ICBMs are and some of the B-52 bombers, very concerning. This one, they said, well, we were concerned because this one was at 40,000 feet, which is basically around the area of civilian aviation.
But that's not, I mean, honestly.
But what do you make of it? It doesn't make any sense. And was this clearly?
No, it absolutely makes sense. I would like to clarify for anybody who might be even slightly pulled into her assessment, it makes total sense. There is if anybody's ever flown in a commercial aircraft, what's your cruising altitude? By the way, even numbers go one way, odd numbers go the other way. So they stagger like that.
Sort of a knee-jerk reaction to the fact that President Biden got so much heat for the delayed one on the first one.
Well, it seems like that. And it would be exactly that if both of them were at 60,000 feet and they were both basically the same size. But if it was at 40,000 feet and descending and passing into the area where civilian aircraft would be hit, then it's a totally different thing. It requires actually the ability to logically look at something and differentiate elemental factors of different circumstances and make decisions based on that instead of, what's the phrase, a knee-jerk reaction.
I think what you're pointing out is that there is quite a bit of distrust with what this administration tells us.
No, there is not. There are a lot of people who are paranoid. That's in another box. But both of these idiots are making up fears, paranoias, and controversies on the fucking fly.
We don't know what.
Oh gosh. Thank you, Tobias and Jose. Thank you so much.
And that's why you're asking these questions. It's why I am asking these questions, because it doesn't make sense. The first.
Yeah, but other people aren't asking these questions because we can figure this shit out on our own. So maybe it's not that it doesn't make sense, it's that you don't have any.
Chinese spy balloon came over Wyoming, and we have Warren Air Force Base in Cheyenne. And if you look at the trajectory that it took over the state of Wyoming alone, it is extremely concerning. Again, you ask the question, is this just simply a knee-jerk reaction because they had a lot of blowback, so to speak, as a result of the first action? Absolutely. I don't trust this administration.
Yeah, she wouldn't have done that. She would have just let whatever it is fly over the country. You can't just shoot it down while it's still at sea just because it's at the same level as civilian aircraft. That's
administration in terms of the policies that they're implementing and in terms of the information that they're providing to the American public. We need more information. We need them to come clean, and we actually need a briefing on what data they have about or related to.
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, honestly, do you really need the briefing? Do you really need the data? Can't you just continue to just hear the facts that exist and just totally misinterpret them? I mean, you're not doing yourself any favors. Just go for it. Just take a couple of things and go, these don't add up. Even if they add up, they don't have to. They don't have to not add up. You can just say they don't, and go, I'm just asking questions at the end. That'll save you a lot of hassle.
Well, speaking of coming clean, I'm sure you're aware of this issue. AT&T's DirecTV recently removed Newsmax from their channel.
Yes, totally related.
Lineup, while continuing to pay carriage fees to 22 liberal news and info channels with smaller.
Yeah, you mean the ones with big audiences?
Than Newsmax. More than 80 members of Congress have called for hearings on this matter, and our own Eric Bolling spoke about this with Mark Levin. Take a listen, and I'll get you to react. Here it is.
Oh, great. So we're just getting. Yeah, there's more dermafill in this one clip than any clips we've done heretofore. It's incredible.
It's scary. What's the way how fast the country's moving left, and until people stand up and stop, get involved, tell you.
So scary. It's so, yeah, how the country's moving. If we could only make the country move left faster, maybe the balloon would have passed over sooner. I'm just saying, it was going from left to right. So maybe if we jerk the whole country to the left, it'd fallen into the, I'm just spitballing.
The Congress people, it's got to stop. It won't.
877 Newsmax, and that'll get you to where you need to go, correct?
That's it.
Yeah. I mean, they don't have nobody's there to answer the phones, but sure.
That's it.
877 Newsmax. This is unbelievable.
It's completely believable.
I want competition. I want more platform.
So many talking about it, including Mark and Eric that you heard there. What are your thoughts on the censorship of...
Yeah, by the way, this is on Newsmax, by the way, and they have a congressman on the program. And effectively what you're seeing is live time lobbying.
Conservatives when it comes to DirecTV dropping Newsmax from its platform. What's your reaction, Congresswoman?
What people need to understand is that the reason that they're attempting to silence the conservative voice is because they cannot compete.
Newsmax isn't a conservative voice. Newsmax is a tip up for the right-wing volleyball. It has nothing to do with conservatism. It's a complaint factory.
Compete in the marketplace of ideas. I'm willing to debate anybody about my conservative bona fides. I'm willing to debate anybody about the best policies for the United States of America, and frankly.
Well, let's get it on. Come on, Harriet. Come on, Hal Sparks Mornings Mega Worldwide. Let's have a debate about who gives a shit more about the country. I'm glad to.
The world. I'm willing to debate the important issues of our time. What we're seeing is that the left, the liberals, the Democrats, the liberal media are making the decision that they know they can't compete with us in terms of our ideas.
No, I'm not really having a problem. I'm all right. Yeah. I'm not, it doesn't keep me up at night. I'm not sweating it at all. I don't really feel like I can't compete with the ideas at all. As a matter of fact, it's sometimes when it comes to Newsmax, it's a little too easy. I got to be honest. I steered clear of Greg Kelly clips just because it felt like low hanging fruit to me. It's like the arguments are so weak and stupid that it's like I don't know. It feels like you'll dull your knife on them.
So they have to silence our voices. It's not just that they may disagree with us. It's that they know that if the American people is exposed to conservative thought, they're going to agree. And so
they're not exposed to conservative thought on Fox? That's not what they're... Okay, all right, let's go. Thanks for the clarity.
That is what we're seeing. So I'm actually on the select committee for the weaponization of the federal government.
Oh, yes, you are. And it's been nothing short of magic. Also, is audio and video lagging for everybody? I'm just checking something real quick because it seems fine on my end. I'm not getting any drop frames. I don't know what that's about. If they're having issues, maybe try reloading your page. Let me know if that fixes it. I'm just checking. I just got to check again. I'm going to check in with the chat because I can only take so much of her talking. Okay, great. Thank you. Whew. Thanks, Deb. No lag? Okay, good. All right. We'll go back. We'll get back. Here we go. This is where is she? Here she is. Oof. This is rough.
One of the issues that we are addressing is the effort by the federal government to silence parents at school board meetings,
there was none.
To conspire with Twitter and Facebook and YouTube to silence the conservative voice.
There was none. Yeah, you're done.
These are issues that we're going to be getting to the bottom of.
Yes, you're already at the bottom. Congratulations. You've struck oil. Now but you can quit digging. Just stay there and get black goo splashed in your face.
So not only is this an issue for Newsmax, and we need to, as they say, have the hearings to address it, but we also have to find out to what extent the federal government is involved.
So
they aren't at all. You're welcome. What am I doing here but saving you guys tax dollars? all by myself. You're welcome.
So you and your colleagues, you believe, will call for hearings on this, it sounds like, right?
Absolutely. I don't think that there's going to be any question that we're going to be calling these people in and asking them why they are doing this to AON, to Newsmax. Frank.
OAN. Maybe they're also kicking AON off, you know, the anal orifice network. I can't see them doing it. It's a moneymaker.
To anyone who is right of the radical left.
Yeah, very important. Thank you very much. It's great to have you here, and congratulations again, Harriet.
So wonderful. Thank you for being here. And I would like to say to our callers, yes, indeed. The entire set, even the show tonight, smells like talcum powder.
Wonderful to have you here.
Thank you so much.
We all grew, I think, during that period. I think we really did.